Hey gang, it's Pat with Ravik once again for another install, and today it's our plug and play Apex lights on this 2024 and newer Polaris RZR, both for the white and amber. Now, if you're not familiar with our Apex lights, let me tell you about them. They're tough as nails, indestructible, beautifully designed, built-in diffusers, so no hot spots, and best of all, unlimited ways to mount them. 3 different ways to mount them. The choice is yours. Let your creativity run wild. I'm gonna have these things lit in a matter of minutes, so let's get to it. Here's what's gonna be inside. 2 Apex light assemblies, 2 power harnesses, 2 extension harnesses, 2 tube adapters, 2 straps, a bag of wire ties, some double-sided tape, 2 flat washers, 4 6mm button head screws, 2 10mm button head screws, some promoter wipes, and some alcohol wipes. Now the tools you'll need, pretty straightforward. I like to have a set of side cutters to clean things up when we're done. You're gonna need a T40 Torx to access your bus bar. And if you want to do the drill mount, you'll want an 11/32 inch drill bit, a 1/4 inch drill bit, and of course, a drill. Now let's get to it. Now the first step of the process, grab our T40 Torx, we'll remove this center dash panel to access our bus bar. And you'll see the 2 fasteners right on top. Center dash panel out of the way. And your bus bar is going to be located deep down against the firewall. So once you've located your bus bar on this RZR, you're going to want to remove the dust cap. And you got to be a little Gumby to do it. Now with the cap removed, you see that's where we're going to plug in one of our 2 power harnesses. So I'll need to remove another cap, grab the power harness, which is right here, and that will be plugged in to the bus bar. Take this wire from our power harness and we'll route it through the firewall. And I'll show you that from the other side. There is a large gasket on the firewall to route all these wires through. The power harness connected to the bus bar. It's time to take our extension harness and have the 2 join up. To do that, we need to feed this extension harness up through our firewall. You look inside here on the RZRs, there's a small gasket on the firewall. We've already got some other wires fed through it. That's where we're going to feed our extension. So, depending on where you're going to route it, usually you'll want to go up underneath the cab. Depending on your install, there's lots of options. You're going to pick the route that's best for you and your mounting location. I'm going to go up over this frame rail and then get it snaked into that gasket. Now we'll go up on the top side, connect the extension harness to the power harness, and then it's time to route the rest of our wires to wherever we're going to mount our Apex lights. So let's go connect it up. Gotten our extension harness wired up through the firewall. Here's the power harness, which I plugged into our bus bar. And we're simply going to make that connection. There we go. As such. Now you'll notice we have an extra end here. That is the ability to add even more lights. Now consult your website at ravik.com in your particular vehicle to see how many more you can add depending on your application. So with that hooked up, we're going to have power to our extension. Now it's time to mount the light. All right, with our power harness hooked up, our extension harness hooked up, we have it rough routed through the firewall up under the frame. Now it's time to mount our light. 3 different ways you can mount an Apex light. We can do a round tube or roll bar mount. If you have a bumper up here, we can mount it to that. You could do a surface mount, which that's what I tend to do, is do a surface mount here. If you do a surface mount, 2 ways you can do that. You can just do straight up 2-sided adhesive tape, stick it on and route the wire down low. Or for a cleaner mount, which we prefer a lot of times, is you do the 2-sided tape and drill your holes so you can hide the wire. This particular instance, customer wants us to just do a surface mount, doesn't want any holes drilled, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna install it right about in this area here. When we're done, this baby is gonna be bright, 300% brighter than your factory lights. I'm gonna show you the 3 different ways to mount Apex lights to your vehicle. Roll bar mount with a strap, flush mount with adhesive, and flush mount with a screw in. Now, to mount your apex lights to a tube or a roll bar, I'm gonna show you the steps. You'll notice we get your apex lights flat back. Included in the kit is this beveled back. We'll wanna attach this to the apex light. You can orient your wire on either side, depending on where you're mounting it. And this beveled back, it'll only go on one way. It is tapered. And you kind of feel it lock into place. When it's in place, grab your short panhead screws and secure it to the back of the apex light. Now, when you mount an apex light to a round tube, we recommend using a combination of the strap and the two-sided tape. So to attach our two-sided tape, there's a non-branded side and a branded side. The non-branded side will go against your apex light. But before we do that, we want to make sure our surface areas are clean. So you're going to first grab your alcohol wipe, and we're going to give our apex light a quick wipe. And you'll also wipe whatever surface area you're going to be mounting the light to as well. We'll let that dry a little bit. Grab your primer wipe. You're going to repeat the process on our apex light and also on the surface area you'll be mounting it to. Now your surface areas are ready for maximum adhesion of this two-sided tape. Again, blank side against the apex light. What I like to do is just start back in a little bit. This will allow me to get it lined up and not have it looking wonky when you're done. So if it's looking good, you can just peel back that backing tape and then give it a good squeeze. Now I'm ready to mount this light to our tube. Now with my backing tape applied to my beveled plate, it's time to mount the apex light to my round tube. I'm gonna mount it up high on this tube right here. And just how I applied the backing tape to the apex light, I'm gonna do the same process to the roll tube. So get it started. I like to always work top down. Peel back a little like this. Now I'm gonna go just below this well, but wherever you're mounting it, get it started, and then grab that backing tape and peel back. That way you can keep it straight all the way back. Got a good squeeze. And with round tube mounting, although this 3M two-sided tape is extremely durable, I mean, you can see that. For added security, we'll take our straps, go through the slot, around the tube, strap in place. Now my apex light is secured to the roll bar. All that's left to do is plug it in, see if it works. Nice. And we'll check our flash modulator. Beautiful. All right, here are the steps to screw mount your apex lights to your vehicle. Now we happen to be using a Polaris RZR, but the process is the same no matter your vehicle. Once you determine where you're going to mount the apex light, first step, clean the surface area. So we got our alcoholic swab. You'll notice, looks like we've already had something mounted here. That's because we have. We've been durability testing these apex lights on this RZR all season long. And so we're going to pretend those holes aren't there. Next step, take our primer pad and prime the area. Then we'll go to our two-sided tape. We recommend, again, two forms of fastening this. You're going to use the tape as well as the screws. Nice thing about the tape, these holes are going to serve as your pilot holes to drill through the material. Remember, non-branded side will go against our apex lights, so the branded side will go against the vehicle. Make sure it's oriented correctly. If you want your lights, the wide part at the top, wide part of the tape should be at the top, and vice versa. That's how I'm going to mount this one. So our surface area is clean. Again, I like to start at the top And if you want, you can place your tape on your vehicle and make a few marks so it is square or lined up exactly where you want it. There we go. Make it easier so it's nice and square. Now, this will serve as your template to drill your holes. Our holes are already there, so we'll pretend I drilled them. Next, take your apex light. Your 11/32 inch or the larger hole will be where you route your wire. The smaller hole, the 1/4 inch, will be where you secure it with the fastener. So the tolerances are just right. Push our wire through. There we go. Once that's looking good, I can peel this tape off. And a little piece there in the way. Get it lined up. Now, what I like to do now is grab my fastener and route that through the back side before I put the light in place. It just helps me see everything that's going on. I like to get my fastener through the hole, and that's going to help guide my apex light onto the two-sided tape. Otherwise, if you put your light down on the tape before your fastener's in place, you may have struggle getting it started. Now, my fastener's started. I'm on the tape, square. Give that a good push. Now I can grab my 4mm from the back side and secure it. And remember to put your fender washer on the back side. Give it a few turns, get it snug. That'll cinch our apex light down to that two-sided tape. And we are ready to plug it in, give it a test. Nice clean install means that's not going anywhere. We'll plug it in. Nice. We have modulator in line. Got the flash. There you have it. Surface mount apex lights with the screw-in method. Now, another way to install apex lights is a flat surface mount using just the two-sided tape, no screws. Just a quick, easy way to do it. If you got a place where routing the wire, you can kind of hide it nice, makes sense. It's a perfect way to do it. All right, to do this, pretty simple. First thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take your alcohol wipe, just clean up the light assembly itself, and given that it's probably new, it's pretty clean. And then you're also gonna wanna take this alcohol wipe and clean whatever surface of the vehicle you're gonna be mounting it to, all right? Once that's done, you're gonna take your promoter, or your primer wipe. This is gonna, as it sounds, promote better adhesion. So do the same to your light and the same to your surface area. Once that's done, you're gonna thread your two-sided tape through your wire harness here from the apex light. There's two holes you can line it up, you'll see on your apex light. One hole is for mounting, one hole is for the wiring harness. Again, your tape is tapered, it'll only go on there one way, and you'll want to use the non-branded side against the light, as such. So I'll peel back the backing tape, stick this to my light, peel the tape off again, adhere it to the vehicle. And it can be a little tricky with the wire in there. What I like to do is get it started like this, peel back a portion of it, get it square. And then kind of rip it right around that wire coming from the apex light. And get it lined up, give it a good press, and now we are ready to install this light on any flat surface you choose. And I'm going to position it right here. I'm going to run the wire down below the fender lip and connect it to the harness. So before I do, I want to take my alcohol wipe. You clean up the surface a little bit, especially if you got like Armor All or something on there that you've been cleaning your vehicle. Now to apply the Apex light, surface mount to the vehicle, I'm gonna again put it right here. I've cleaned this surface area with my alcohol wipe and my primer. I've got my two-sided tape attached to my Apex light. I've peeled back vacuum tape part way so I can handle it on the backside without getting all sticky. Get my light lined up where I want it. It's centered. Once it's all in place, I can peel the rest of the backing tape away. My tape removed. Give it a good push. And now, before I button everything up and get my wires routed cleanly, I think it's time to give it a test first. As AC/DC said on Let There Be Rock, let there be light. 300% more light to be accurate. That is gonna look sick. And now, before I button everything up and get my wires routed cleanly, I think it's time to give it a test first. As AC/DC said on Let There Be Rock, let there be light. 300% more light to be accurate. That is gonna look sick. Well, all it's left to do now is for me to clean up this wiring, get my zip ties, get it all tidy, make sure it's touching nothing hot, nothing moving, and then just put my cover back on over the dash, over the bus bar, and we're ready to roll in high cotton with these, buddy. Hey, I hope this video was helpful. We'll see you on the trail.